I've traveled north of the border for today's video. I'm up in Ontario, Canada, at the United Chargers manufacturing facility. It's an all-new facility for the company. It's 36,000 square feet. If you don't know who United Chargers is, they are the manufacturers of the very popular Grizzl-E EV charger. It's been on my recommended list and my top 10 chargers of the year for the past couple of years. Very popular, very cost-effective electric vehicle charger. So here today we're going to do a factory tour with the CEO of the company. We're going to talk to some of the engineers, the different stations. We're going to really get a good idea of how they make this unit and how they make sure that the unit is made well and to all the UL specifications. So if you're interested in electric vehicle charger manufacturing, stay tuned because the factory tour is coming up next. All right, so we're inside the factory floor now with United Chargers CEO Gleb Nikiforov and also Daniil Voloshenko. I wasn't going to get that one right. Who is their lead engineer?
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to do a quick walk around here. These guys are going to tell me exactly how the Grizzl-Es are made from station to station. And let's go for it, guys. Where do you want to start?
Let's go with the start.
Okay.
All right, so this is the place where everything began. We received the PCBA from the local manufacturers. Okay. So it's soldered here in Canada, in Ontario. And our guys are doing short test for the PCBA to be sure that it works and it's safe. Also, they are programming with the most recent software. It's online updatable, so whatever we change, it immediately comes here. So they download it and program there the most recent version. Okay. After that, they have the label. They mark it and they just pass it to the next station.
Next station. Okay. Next station. Let's take a walk over.
Yeah, this is the enclosure station where the PCB is inside the enclosure.
Enclosures here. Familiar with the very strong aluminum cases of the Grizzl-E. I always talk about that when I do my reviews. One of the few chargers that actually have an aluminum enclosure. These things are tough. They're so tough, actually. Gleb a few years ago made a video of him driving over this box on a frozen lake in an Argo, like all-terrain vehicle.
Argo, and with the truck as well. We were thinking we can run it with a big excavator, but then the COVID hits and we probably should resume and do it.
Yeah,
right?
I think we proved it's tough enough, Gleb. You're okay.
So this production line makes Grizzl-E Ultimate, our new charger, which we're setting up right now for the production start of the 15th of April.
And that's an 80 amp charger. The current Grizzl-Es are 40 amp chargers. So in about a few weeks, they're going to be launching one that's twice as powerful. That's an 80 amp charger, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yes.
So, okay.
If you will see, the main difference is that you have only one gland here. So it's because all Grizzl-E Ultimate chargers are hardwired. So there's no option that you will have the input cable.
And then there is another small hole you can see at the bottom, and that is the antenna.
Yeah, this is the great update for the chargers because now we have much better and stable signal for the Wi-Fi connectivity.
Okay. So that's another opening in this enclosure. Is it still going to be NEMA 4 rated?
Yeah, we already passed all the UL tests and everything.
So if you will see, it's very important thing. So we have all seals here, so it's still waterproof. So at this station, we install the PCBA inside and just fix it there. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing else is done here, so it passes.
Then it moves down the assembly line. All right, let's take a walk.
Okay, so this is one of the most important assembly line, whereas the current transformers are installed and the output cable is being installed. Okay. So it's a little bit tricky because I would say it's one of the smallest 80 amp chargers in the world. So it's very tough to put everything there and keep it as cool as possible, as 80 amp is very hot. So there are not that much space inside. So this is the place where the most professional guys are working, trying to install the cable inside. So this is the most important part of the whole assembly, to fix the cable correctly and not damage anything inside.
So he's the highest paid employee in here?
This is
I hope so.
And this is the 80 amp charging cable.
Okay, yeah, I know this is different than your previous cables.
Yeah, and you know, it's thinner than the previous 40 amp.
Yeah, it is, because that's one of the things I've commented on. The 40 amp charging cable, I always thought was a little bit thicker than it needed to be. This is definitely thinner. I have to put it in my freezer though and test it out for test, which I noticed you have. We're going to walk over there a little bit later. There is an area where they do the cold and hot weather testing. So
we can load it there, and in a couple of hours you will have the result.
Okay. All right. What's next?
But before we choose supplier, we all freeze those cables to minus 40 Celsius and test them. But and we choose the best because not many of them really flexible.
Yeah.
And because 80 amp, they have to be much more firm because it's 80 amp, and if it will be too soft, it will probably break the pilot line as it's thinner one. So that's why we choose.
So here's a compromise between flexibility and robustness of the unit. So those cables, they will be still flexible in the frigid temperatures, but don't expect them to be absolutely free to operate. It's unfortunately, out of 3, you can choose only 2, right?
I want everything, Gleb.
I know. Well, we are working towards it. It's just not that easy to achieve.
All right, well, we'll see when I get one in the garage in a couple weeks. We'll be doing our testing.
Absolutely.
It's not that warm outside, and we have a couple of manufacturers. I wonder which one you will choose. We have a couple of cables outside, so you can check.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point we installed the clamp, which prevents the cable to be pulled out. For 80 amp, we are using much bigger clamp than it was before to keep it on place. And we just install some small parts such as cables for operating of the relays and connected antennas, and fix everything with the nuts. That's it.
Okay.
And we have special screwdrivers with the proper torque, which set up the proper torque to the connectors, which is extremely important for overheating.
Absolutely.
And all kinds of
everything
stuff.
has to be torqued just right, especially inside a unit that is going to be sealed forever.
In an empty 80 amp connection, even the little miss on torque will lead to devastating results.
It's going to expand and contract and just loosen up. So that's
half an hour and it's done.
Yeah.
Especially if just think about it, if it's installed outside in a Canadian environment where it's negative 20 degrees, and then it turns on and runs for 6, 7, 8 hours, the unit gets over 100 degrees, then it's back down to negative. Back and forth. That temperature swing is if it's not torqued right, it's going to back all the connections out.
That's why we put a lot of attention on making sure that everything is torqued to the proper parameters, and the charger is. We run a long run test of these chargers in the chambers with a change in temperatures, and UL, of course, which is the hardest certification ever. As you know, a lot of companies now, they kind of, I wouldn't say they cheat. They go to a different supplier of the certification. I'm not going to put the names on, but UL is still the toughest, most expensive way to do your certification, and that's what we choose because we don't want any compromise.
Right, and the Ultimate is currently in UL certification.
Ultimate currently finished UL certification. We're waiting for compliance letter.
Just for the paperwork.
Yeah, paperwork.
But it was tough. It was tough.
It took us 2 years.
By the way, for the 80 amp and this contraction, we have these special screws with this tooth washer, so it will be on place regardless the temperature. So it's very important for the charger, because otherwise, if you won't have this, it will lose with the time.
Okay. Gleb, so this is the customer service area, and you said you recently expanded that. Is that because your chargers break a lot, or because you're selling more chargers?
We're selling more chargers, and they do break sometimes.
Yeah, everything breaks.
And we engineering our products constantly, so we are an evergreen company. The 2-year-old product is way different from the modern product. We spent 2 years developing Grizzl-E Ultimate, and this is like a next level engineering product. It's not even 1.5 or 2 times better. It's a level of magnitude better than the Grizzl-E Classic or Grizzl-E Smart, which is today. And that's why we expect that we're going to be selling way more new product, but still have the same kind of resistance of the support to answer the calls. It's new product. We expect that people will be asking a lot of questions. That's why I enhance our team. We'll do all in-house. All our customer service team is right here. And I would like you to meet Adina, our team manager, and she's running the whole department, and she's doing a very good job. And all the team members here are excellent, knowledgeable people who help customers solve the problems.
And that's important that you're knowledgeable, because people will call up with technical questions. I'm sure that not all your phone calls are problems. There's somebody just asking you questions about the chargers, because for most people, when they buy Grizzl-E, it's the first charger they've ever owned, so they have questions about it. Are there, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have dealing with customers? Is it that they don't understand the product, or that something failed? I mean, I'm sure you get a little bit tell me a little bit about some of the problems you deal with.
Of course. So we take calls of all spectrums. We receive incoming tickets on the service desk platform. The challenges are essentially answering the tiniest questions, from generally what type of plug configurations we offer, the different variations, the options on the website, how the product is sold, how to purchase it online. And then, of course, it gets very, very technical, to the extent that we have to walk someone over the phone step by step on how to install Wi-Fi, how to establish a connection, and how to get the charger up online and working. So we have all of our agents here working around the clock. We're here Monday to Friday. We take incoming calls. There's bilingual French support. We even have bilingual Spanish to add to the team lately. So there are a total of 5 agents to service all across Canada, and in 3 languages. Okay,
so Monday to Friday, what times are live bodies here answering? Is it like 9 to 5 or?
That's right.
Okay.
So our regular operating hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern time.
And somebody has a problem over the weekend. Tell me what happens. They call, they leave a message, yes. That creates a ticket, and then?
Correct. So we do receive quite some volume over the weekends as well. The messages or any voice notes are reviewed the next morning and answered on the Monday. Tickets are logged in our system, and we have a 24-hour response time, but usually the agents get back to them much quicker, within a couple of hours, actually.
If they don't get through immediately, right? If somebody calls you during 9 to 5, they're going to get right through. Unless all 5 agents are on the phone.
We're on board, and it's quite competitive. They love answering the phones about everything else. So.
Yeah, I mean, the units must work pretty well, because when I've been here, I've only seen 1 or 2 phone calls coming in, and I know you've got a lot of units out there, so there doesn't seem to be too many. I almost expected when I walked over here to see the phones just nonstop.
Most of the problem arrives from the components being not of the best quality. Sometimes that happens. And we, from time to time, have a batch of products which goes wrong because of the capacitor, or some diode is wrong in the batch, and that's unfortunately really, really hard to catch, because usually those problems develop like in a couple of days, 3-4 days of use, and we identify those problems, and we know usually how to fix those problems pretty well. Okay. Right, but that's unfortunate that you cannot be perfect. And
no, everything's going to break. It's how you deal with it is what's going to determine if you're a company people want to deal with or not. And I like the fact that you have the customer service in-house. So a lot of companies
customer service is our largest department after engineering, right? Yeah. So we have a lot of focus on it, and we spend money on customer support, because we want our customers to be happy with our product.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. That answers our questions. Good luck, and keep up the good work.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, Gleb, so that was interesting. Factory, customer service, but I have to ask you a question. Why did you decide to build a factory here in Canada, in North America? Almost all of the charging equipment that I review, and part of my review when I do my key features in the beginning of my videos, the last thing I always list is where it was made. And just about all of the units are China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines, India. We just don't manufacture this type of equipment here in North America. And I think the current thought on that is that you can't do it competitively because, you know, it's such a competitive market. Yet you're building these, and one of my favorite, let's say, features or aspects of the Grizzl-E, and I mention this whenever I do my best of charger reviews and so forth, is its pricing. You know, the Grizzl-E Classic you're selling currently for $349. It's one of the lowest priced, safety certified 40 amp chargers on the market. So you're doing what people say kind of can't be done. You're manufacturing in North America, and you're beating the Asian brands on price. So how are you doing that?
Yeah, thank you very much, Tom. I really appreciate that you spend your time on making sure that people understand where the product is made, because that really makes a big difference for many people when they decide to choose a product. We have been outsourcing our manufacturing in North America for extended period of time, unfortunately, and it gives a short-time benefit in price sometimes, but then on the long run, it actually hurts our economy a lot. It hurts the quality of the product as well, and it hurts people who live here, because we need to buy products where we pay taxes, where we support our families, and this is the reason why I decided to go against the rules in this case and prove that it can be done locally. And I would like to share with you the good news that we today manufacture products here at a price competitive to those markets you just mentioned. And actually next year, or maybe at the end of this year, we just opened in the manufacturing plant in Mexico, where the labor is a little bit cheaper. And in this case, we would be able to directly compete with the Chinese, Indian, and all our Asian markets directly by the products engineered and made here. As we are just a couple of days away from launching the new Grizzl-E Ultimate, this is the most important charger in electrification history so far, in my opinion. I would like to reveal the price for this product. And this is an 80 amp flex charger, which has a deep switches, which can go from 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and 80 amps. And the price for this product will be $699.
So $700 for an 80 amp charger. That would, and I'd have to check my records, but I believe that will make it the least expensive 80 amp charger on the market by a long. I think the cheapest one I know of offhand is about $1,100.
Yeah.
So, and many of them are more. Ford Charge Station Pro is $1,300, but that is bi-directional. But most all of them are over $1,000. So $700 for an 80 amp charger, and it's Wi-Fi connected.
It is Wi-Fi connected, yeah. And the new version of cell phone connectivity is coming soon after that. The way we do it is that we combine purchasing, engineering, manufacturing, and design together to make it as simple as possible, to use less parts possible, to make the assembly process and manufacturing process as lean as possible, so we can cut expense on every stage. And most important, we are not greedy. I am not looking to make billions of dollars or anything. I just want to run my company. I want to take my market share, and I want to make sure that people, when they buy our products, they not only enjoy the quality and support locally made product, but as well as the price. And for many people in today's economy, price is a major differentiation factor, and I want to eliminate it out of the decision process. So they know they're buying a North American product. Currently, we are not manufacturing in the United States yet, but I'm thinking about it, and maybe in the next year we'll get a factory open in the United States as well and make made in USA product.
Okay, well, you're in Canada, you're opening up in Mexico, which is still North America.
Yes.
And you're considering the US, so I mean that's pretty good. And the fact that you're doing it and competing, that's the biggest thing to me when I see your price is not only competing, but you're beating most of the brands that are made in Asia. And as I mentioned earlier, that's why the Grizzl-E is usually up towards the top of my list of recommended chargers, because it's well built. And that's the thing. It's not like United Chargers is purchasing inferior equipment and putting it together so they can sell it cheap. Your products are pretty bulletproof, and they're very tough. They have a really great aluminum casing. The cable is nearly indestructible. I've talked about the connector. I like the connector you have on the Ultimate a little bit better than the other one on the 40 amp, but it's not a bad connector. It's a strong connector. I like rubberized handles, and you don't have that on this one. But other than that, I can't find that you're buying inferior parts.
We're buying premium
you're
parts.
Just working on a smaller margin. That's the only way around it. Yeah. You know, you mentioned that you're not looking to get rich. Well, I mean, everybody in business is looking to make money. So
that's not my concern at the moment.
Well, you know, it's got to be part of it. But you're putting out good quality equipment, and we'll keep reviewing it. I can't wait to get a hold of the 80 amp Ultimate. I'll be doing a review of that as soon as you ship it out to me.
Excellent.
And thank you for the time here. You know, it's a great facility you have here, and the fact that it's in Canada, in my opinion, makes it that much better to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let's talk about the Ultimate. Let me show you the charger.
Oh, well, let's go take a look at the Ultimate before we wrap things up.
Thank you.
Okay, Gleb, we're here with your new baby, the Grizzl-E Ultimate, which is an 80 amp charger. Tell me a little bit about this and why you decided to bring such a high powered charger to market.
Yeah, so this have been worked on for about 2 years. The whole company was working towards this baby to be born. Now this baby is born. This is the most important charger in electrification because it's called Ultimate, because that's the maximum amperage you can get out of the level 2 charger. So nobody can build a faster charger. And this charger actually can be installed in the places where there is no power for DC charging. And it's equivalent on 19.2 kilowatt. It's pretty fast. In 20 minutes, if you strand it, in 20 minutes you can get enough juice to get to the nearest supercharger hub. Especially for people who live in the rural areas, people who live far away from the cities, where that would be the basic mesh foundation of the new electrification network of charging. And that's what I strongly believe. And this price, what's important, the price of the charger and the new software features which we're making right now, which will make possible to charge for charging for regular people, that will make this charger a feasible return on investment. So this charger will be able to make money to the host or pay itself in 6 to 8 months if used just for 2.5 to 3 hours a day. And this is how we're planning to solve the problem of making our electrical infrastructure.
Right, so you're talking about public high-speed AC charging versus DC fast. Now, there's obviously still need for DC fast along major corridors and so forth, but high-speed AC charging can be an effective tool also. And so you're talking about site owners installing these and charging that, not for home use. It's also good for home use.
Yeah, it is a home unit, but you can basically offer it to your neighbors, to the public, and make a little money, still use it for your home use, but you can install it outside of your home and make it available for other people to charge.
And through what software? What's going to be like payment systems?
Oh, it's a QR code system, and we are in the final stage of testing our software, Grizzl-E Connect, to allow the commercial functions.
So it'll be through your software. We're not going to use a third-party software.
No, it's going to be through our software, right?
Oh, okay.
Right,
so you'll collect the money and billing and.
We are not. We are just using as a transition. We are not even charging anything on the connection. It's just a peer-to-peer network where you create the Stripe account and you receive the money directly. We're not charging anything for it. It's
All right. Well, that's one of the impediments to public charging, AC and DC, is the cost.
Yes.
We all know what, say, public charge point units cost. It's very expensive for us. I've owned and managed them. I know firsthand. So being able to have a high-powered AC unit and at a low entry point, and then also not onerous ongoing monthly fees, is going to be important in proliferating.
That's what we're trying to eliminate. I think that the current ways of take on the public EV charge infrastructure for AC chargers is wrong, and that is actually make it prohibitable for people to host those chargers, because you actually lose money. Every month you lose money. And more cars go charge to you, you lose more money.
I owned them for 8 years.
So
I know.
That's why this what's stopping the electrification to spread out. We cannot make it with government money all the time. It needs to stop at some point, and people need to actually make money, like gas stations. People making money when they sell gas. Why people cannot make money when they sell electricity, right? Yeah. So this is the charger which can achieve return on investment. That's most paramount in the industry, right?
Okay. Well, we're going to do a whole video on this. I want to interview you and do a whole dedicated video on the Grizzl-E Ultimate, which we'll get into more details. But for now, I just want to give people a quick look at it, and this is what's coming. And you're going to be able to buy this for $699 really soon, probably within days of me posting this video.
Yeah, so. And this is the antenna, which is helping us solve the connectivity problem we currently experience on smart units. And and this is a hardwired unit. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is where your power feed will go into here, where there's that knockout there. You'll feed the power in through there.
Correct. And as it says, it's 80 amps, it's 3-year warranty, and it's 14 times faster than the level 1.
I don't like those. No, I hate when companies say this is 7 times, because what are you comparing it to?
We are following the trend.
I know you need to do that, but I don't like that.
I agree with you, but we need to follow the trend as well, right?
And it was almost more relevant in the early days of electrification because all EVs used to come with a level 1 charger. That was standard for all electrification. That's not the industry anymore. Most or many EVs come standard with a level 1, level 2, so it's not 14 times faster, but I understand why you put it on there, but I'm not a proponent of that.
What I hope, Tom, I hope that this charger will become the standard, so that every car comes out with the 80 amp internal DC converter. Every car can take 80 amps, and this will become, 80 amps will become the one and only standard.
Well, we are seeing more electric vehicles come with 80 amp onboard chargers. Most of the ones with the larger batteries, but I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think as you know, EVs proliferate, that AC charging they will have 80 amp
once
onboard
we saturate
chargers.
the market with these units, and they're going to be everywhere, every EV charger driver would like to want the capability of charging 19.2 kilowatt.
Even with a smaller battery.
Yes, even with the smaller batteries. Right?
Okay, listen, Gleb, this has been great. Thank you very much. We have some more content coming up with Gleb while I'm here. We're going to do some interviews, so those videos are probably going to get posted after. This is going to be the first video of the factory tour, but while I'm up here, I figure we'll talk about a bunch of things. Oh, and we're not through yet.
One little thing. Hold on. Together with Ultimate, we have Grizzl-E MINI, which finally getting UL certification.
We've been talking about this unit for a while.
Yeah, and this unit is going to be the sales of this unit will start simultaneously with the sales of Ultimate.
Okay.
And this is the way the package.
So this is dual voltage, right? It's 220.
It's dual, it's dual voltage. Okay. It's 40 amp unit.
It's a small unit.
Yeah, it's small unit, and it's locally smart.
I mean, look compared to my hand. Yeah. This is a small unit.
Yeah, and it's locally smart, so you can get all the statistics, do all the settings changes from your phone, and keep the statistic on the charger.
And is it going to come standard, all of these adapters?
Yes, all the adapters come standard, so you can plug into any outlet in North America, and it comes with a wall mount bracket as well. Okay, so you can mount it on the wall. And
do we have pricing on this yet?
Yeah, it's $399 US.
$399. Okay, so that's, I mean, that's a good, in my opinion, that's a pretty good price considering that it comes with all these adapters. I mean, this is you know, $100 worth of adapters, or maybe at least $70 worth of adapters if you were to buy them separately. So, you know, that's good that it comes. And I think, you know, this portable charging equipment, I've said this in my reviews, I think they should come with the adapters because most people that get these, you know, EVs are still new. They don't know what they don't know.
Exactly. They can stop somewhere and they don't have adapter, and then
it comes with them. So you know what? Almost any plug that they're going to find on the road, you'll be able to use it. So very good. So I'll once this thing is all set, you know, you got to send me one and we'll do our full review of it. And okay, this has been great, Gleb. I appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you
very much. And listen, I have full reviews of the Grizzl-E line of products on State of Charge. We'll be getting the review of the Ultimate soon, and then the review of the Mini. So keep an eye out for that. And listen, if this is your first time here at State of Charge, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming electric vehicle news and reviews, and as always, thanks for watching.